Yo, 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 what's the word, my people? Oh, I just did your intro. I'm crying. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Spincity Chris. Today is a little bit different from the kind of content I usually do. I kind of want to just sit down and talk to you guys about who I am and give some context as to who Spincity Chris is, my journey, the history, and kind of how I got to where I am today. You know, the homies that cut different and all that. So basically, for me as a creative, it started back about 5, 6 years ago when I was at WBNB. Shout out WBNB to Biz, Brew College. It's my school's radio station. And from there, man, I was a freshman coming in wide-eyed thinking I know everything and I knew nothing. And I learned a lot from that experience. I met artists, videographers, photographers, producers, engineers, graphic designers, creative directors, editors, just all sorts of dope creative people. And I was just kind of around them all the time, just in between classes, hanging out, after classes, early mornings, in the studio till 10, 11. Sometimes till security kicked us out. You know what I mean? And that experience just shaped who I am as a creative, gave me like a really, really solid foundation. And it just taught me so much. It taught me about the creative process. It taught me how to trust yourself. It taught me how to experiment and not get too stale or not get too, not thinking you know everything, not thinking that you have it all figured out. Because the second you think you know everything, you know nothing. So shout out WB for that experience. And that's where I met my boy Supreme Carl, my boy DJ Extra. Those are my brothers. You know, we've been through so much, so many different experiences, so many years of trial and error and testing and just straight up just grinding like foot to pavement, you know? So I met Carl there. Literally, I'm just in the station, just working on some homework. Bro walks in like, yo, what's up? What you do? And I was like, oh, I'm just a student. Like, I wasn't even rapping yet. There was no Spincity Chris, none of that. It was just Chris, college student, you know? And I'm in there, we talking, and then a couple days later, I'm in the studio with Extra recording my first song actually. And Carl just walks in like, oh, what y'all doing? Y'all working on the record? I'm like, yeah, bro, this is my first like rap song. About to drop it soon, da da da. Like my boy Extra made the beat, let me know what you think. So we playing the song and he's like, oh, this is kind of cool. Okay, you got a little something going on here. So from there, we just kind of stayed in touch and then COVID hit. And then this random day, like Extra texts me, he's like, yo, like, what you doing? I'm like, bro, it's COVID. I'm not doing anything, bro. I'm indoors. And it's like pandemic. And he's like, bro, pull up. Like, we at Carl's crib. He invited us to come and talk about music and business and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? Who? He's like, oh, Carl, Supreme Carl from the radio station. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember him. Okay. I'm like, I gotta pull up to the Bronx. Now, mind you guys, I have no whip, no V, nothing, no four wheels. I got two legs and a Metro card, you feel me? So I'm like, the Bronx, and I'm living Queens. I'm in Southside Jamaica, Queens. Like, that's a trip. But, curiosity. That's kind of what got me throughout this entire journey, just curiosity. So I was like, all right, this sounds interesting. So get on the bus, get to the train, get on the train, get to another train, get off and walk. I'm not even gonna tell you how long that trip took me, but I was moving for a minute. But then, yeah, from there, I pulled up on them and it was really interesting, honestly. Like, it was the first time I'm like, first of all, I'm in the Bronx, we in the hood with it, and niggas just showing me a business plan. Like, not a little template, a little 1-2 page. Like, he's got like a 7-page, like, shout out to Preem, bro. 7-page business plan for Cine Life. It's like, this is what I want to do. These are the goals. This is how we're gonna make money. These are the plans to get a space, da da da. How we're gonna run finances, logistics, da da da. And I was like, okay, my boy got his P's and Q's. Is what I'm saying, T's crossed, I's dotted. And Extra's like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm with it. And, I was kind of on the fence. I was like, I don't know. And then Extra's like, bro, what do we have to lose? It's an internship. Let's just see what happens. And I'm like, all right, bro, let's do it. And mind you, I met Carl like at this point 2 months before this and Extra like 3 months. So let's be for real, bro. I barely know these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like these is the homies. Got love for them till the end of time, but at this time I barely know these niggas, and I'm in the Bronx, and I'm just like, all right, I guess we doing this. This is Cine Life. Yeah, and that was a whole lot, man. That experience opening up Cine Life Studios, just doing events, doing all sorts of workshops and running studio sessions, photography sessions, like that place taught me about business, taught me how to deal with people of all walks of life, all backgrounds, all colors and shades. It taught me how to deal with just juggling so many different things, so many different things that have deadlines that are important, that all have like weight to them, that all need to be, taken care of, and how to manage that. It taught me how to give myself grace, how to also go the extra mile, if they do 10, you give 20 type of vibe. And it just showed me so much about life as well. So shout out to Cine Life. Always got love for the homies. Shout out Preem. Shout out Extra. Shout out Pablo, Shaq, Loyalty. Anybody I missed, I'm sorry. But yo, Cine Life Studios, that was a time, fan. That's where I had my first performance when we had our opening night. That's where I really took my photography skills to the next level, just shooting there for clients and for the home team all the time, whether it was content, whether it's pictures and photos for our merchandise, whether it's just preparing for events. Like I'm working on graphic design, I'm editing promo videos, I'm coming up with content ideas, I'm helping direct music videos. Like I'm basically a full-time creative. And mind you, all this is happening while college is coming back. Like the pandemic is quote unquote over. Like the whole like staying indoors thing is kind of slowing down, and school's coming back, but now it's on Zoom. Now everything is remote. So this is all happening. I'm in the studio 10, 12, 14 hours a day shooting content for other people, taking pictures, working in studio sessions, working on like admin stuff for Cinelife while I'm in class, like while I'm on Zoom, while my economics teacher is going on and on, or I'm listening to my English teacher do talk about this or accounting or whatever the case may be. And I'm just, once again, we juggling all of that. And it was definitely a learning curve at first, for sure. It taught me how to, like I said, just manage, like really just learning how to manage life, how to manage things. And it was so important and so crucial to help me become who I am today. So, that was a time for real. And that went on for about 2.5 years. So school's coming back, everything is on Zoom. And then this is kind of like a tangent. So basically, went to, what was it? It was Rolling Loud in Miami. What year was it? I think it was like 2021, I want to say. Rolling Loud Miami 2021. Went with a couple of the homies and a couple of my homegirls actually. And bro, first off, that was a trip. If you was a part of that trip, if you know, that was a trip. That was 3 crazy days. That was like, yo, real talk, bro. Miami's expensive. like we, took care of everything beforehand. Tickets is covered, flights is covered, hotel and all of that. And I already put up, some cheese for this trip. And then we touched down and we still got to move around. We still got to get something to eat, You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm sending bread for this. I'm putting up bread for this. I'm paying for this for myself. I got to get this little thing. I got to get something to eat, And I'm just like, yo, bro, my checking account is fighting for its life right now. You know what I'm saying? But hey, bro, you live and you learn. I was like 19, blew a couple bands on that trip, but it was a fun experience. It was just fun. It was dope to do. You young, having fun. Like, why not? And then so while I'm on that trip, I get a text message on WhatsApp at like, I don't know, 2 a.m. from the current, at the time, president / general manager of WBNB, the Brew College radio station. And he's like, hey, I'm about to step down from the station. I'm going to grad school. Like, would you like to take over? And I'm like, take over the station? I don't know. Now, mind you, it's 2 a.m. I've been at Rolling Loud. I've been at parties. I've been just moving out and about. I'm tired. We had a little, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like reading the message. I'm like, huh? What? So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let me think about it. So then I call my mom the next day, talking to her about it. And I'm just like, it's interesting. And my mom was like, you should do it. Why not? Like, you just keep taking risks, keep trying things, keep experimenting, keep seeing what works for you, what makes sense for you. So I was like, all right, you're right. So hit him back like, yo, bro, I'm gonna do it. Let me know what the next steps are. And from there, I come back to New York, and now I'm, talking to him about the situation, getting more like locked in with Baruch faculty and all that stuff, kind of figuring out how to get things started while I'm coming back like into college, because this all happened in the summertime. So I'm about to come back into fall semester. And at the same time too, Cinelife Studios is still a thing. Like, studio is still running. We still have recording sessions being booked. We still have the photography space being booked for photo shoots, for video shoots. We still have like potential partnerships coming up, like meetings I gotta hop on, people I gotta meet. We still have merchandise we're preparing to drop every quarter. We're still throwing events, like we're still throwing parties and artists like performance showcases. We're still collaborating with other collectives and other individuals. Like, there's a lot going on. And I'm still like 19, 20 years old. Actually, no. I'm still 19, I haven't even turned 20 yet. I just got my first car at the time too. Like, man, it was a whole thing. But once again, we just manage, do the homework, do the center life work, do the personal work. I still gotta write songs. I'm an artist as well. Like, I'm still learning how to write songs. Extra still sending me beats. Like, bro, shout out to Extra fam, sending me beat packs off the strength for the love. Like, every month he sent me like, yo, here's 10 beats, here's 15 beats. Pick which ones that work for you and get something done. Like, I want to hear songs. So I'm writing. I'm running studio recording. Preem was recording me, and I'm pulling up to 404 studios and all those different things. And I'm on these different recording studios doing all these different things all at the same time, guys. Like, bro, a nigga is tired. Let's put it like that. These bags under my eyes, these is real. A nigga like putting in work. And as things start to progress, now I'm about to be president slash GM of WBNB. And at the time, there was no WBNB. Like, you at Baruch campus, you acting about the radio station. Niggas is like, what? What is radio station? What is that? But yeah, so I'm president of the radio station, but there is no radio station. We've got like, I don't know, 6 members. Some of them are about to graduate, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. Like, I've never run a radio station before. I've been in leadership roles before in my life, yes, but this is obviously a very like specific, nuanced thing. Anybody who's run a college club, a college organization, or a college radio station knows that like that is a very niche industry, market, like a very niche, like just whole like part of life to be navigating for the first time. So I'm coming in there. I think this is like my sophomore year. Yeah, this is the start of my sophomore year, and my first like few months, I'm really just figuring it out. I'm finding out, things from the past that I got to figure out, problems from before that I got to solve, while still figuring out how to get things to the next level. How do I get people interested again? How do I get members? How do I get members who can then help me run it as a part of the e-board, as a part of like, administration? And once again, just figuring it out, like reading over paperwork, hours in the night, watching YouTube videos about it, talking to faculty about it, getting their emails, sitting down in meetings with them, letting them explain to me like, what are the fundamental things I need for this to work? What kind of people I need to be a part of it for it to work? And just like what kind of structure needs to be in place? What kind of strategies and things we should be looking at? And I took some of their advice, and I, of course, had some of my own plans and my own thoughts as, just a youngin' coming up in this, trying to figure out a way to make it cool, make it unique, make it a vibe, make it something that people want to join, make it so the youth them will actually want to be a part of this. So that took a little while. A lot of interviews. Man, I interviewed so many college students as I can't even remember. A lot of interviews, a lot of, Zoom calls, Zoom meetings, reaching out to students I knew at the radio station before COVID, hitting them up like, yo, are you still trying to join the station? Are you still at Baruch? Like, what's going on after the pandemic and stuff? Like, do you still live in New York? Are you still going to be in college? Like, all these important questions. And then from there, just slowly, one person at a time, rebuilding the space, rebuilding the community while accepting new members and trying to figure out, okay, people are starting to come in, they're trickling in. Like, okay, what direction I want to take them in? What is the future of this place? What impact do I want to leave on this place? And I think first and foremost was rebuilding, and rebuilding with a fresh mindset, a fresh, just like way of doing things, a fresh community culture, I guess you could say. And that took some time to kind of hone in on. At first it was a bit tricky, but I trusted my gut and trusted my character and just tried to make good decisions with those around me and trust that they'll make good decisions as well. And majority of the time we were right, but of course we made mistakes. Of course things happen, but a lot of the times things were working out, or they might move a little slower than I wanted, but that's okay. That's life. So taught me patience as well. And if you know me, like, I've never really been patient. So this was definitely a learning curve on that too. And over time, like, things started to kind of come together. It was almost like a puzzle piece, like, you build in Voltron, like you get the red line, yellow line, blue line, they start coming together, and all of a sudden, like, the machine starts to build itself. The community starts to build on itself to the point where, like, okay, I don't even have to go and get new members now. Now we have a vice president. Now we have head of marketing, head of operations, head of production, who are also actively recruiting members that fit their, team's needs and their styles and their like team culture as well. Those little subcultures too. So like over time, I can just focus on being president, being general manager, and like, okay, on the whole, like, big picture, what do we need next? Like, what is next semester's goals? And then of course, spring fling, the concert, like Brooks traditional, like kind of our homecoming kind of vibe. Like, what does that look like? Spring Fling 2023, trying to figure that out. Like, like I said, this is my first time producing a concert at a large scale for college students, and having little to no time to prepare for it, like a few months. And at the time, like I had experience with Cine Life, of course, like throwing events, throwing parties for, 50 plus, 100 plus audiences. But this is a whole different beast, a whole different machine. And of course, there's a lot of like paperwork, a lot of, administration that has to come into it. I can't just make decisions and then go and do these things. I got to talk to people. I got to email people. I got to submit documents and forms and let things go through a certain process to get things done. And that took some time to get used to, honestly. Like I'm kind of, a bit more rugged with it, kind of a bit more lean in the past, just outside of Baruch and outside of like those big administrations. So I'm kind of used to like, okay, we have a concept, we have an idea. Do we have the resources to execute? Let's do it. If it works out, cool. What do we learn from it? If it doesn't, what do we learn from it? How do we make it better? And how do we, be more effective and more impactful the next time? So same kind of thing with running WBNB, just a bit slower, a bit, few more boxes to check off, a few more people to keep in touch. But, that's corporate, that's administration, it's college. So that experience, we had Spring Fling 2023. We had Rich the Kid headline with opening acts by myself and a few other Baruch College student performers and DJs. And it was a dope experience. Like, students really loved it. They had a lot of fun, solid turnout. And, it was definitely a learning experience for me for sure. And like I said, I was fried. I was tired. Like, end of the day, myself, the entire like WBNB community, shout out to all of them. Like, everybody was working and we were just tired. It was a long day, but it was worth it, And I'm really, really proud to say like I was a part of something. I led something I really like. It's going to be a core memory for Baruch College students, WBNB students for years to come. Like, as their alumni, they always think back about their first like concert that they helped produce, not just go to, but actually were a part of the production from, overseeing stage setup, overseeing lighting and technical, overseeing audio, like making sure that the talent is okay, making sure the headliner's team has what they need, like handling paperwork, handling financial paperwork, talking with the booking agent, talking with Baruch faculty and the booking agent, like locking in, like reviewing like all these different important documents to actually get the business done. Not just the vibe, not just saying, oh, we threw a concert, but actually getting the business done, understanding what the business takes and what it looks like. It's a whole different experience, So I'm really, really happy that happened. And yeah, so all this is happening and Cine Life Studios is still going on. Like we're still doing these different things and I'm still in college. I'm still taking classes every semester. I'm still making sure my FAFSA is straight. I'm saying all those different things and just juggling things. And I'm still releasing music like Spincity Chris is still a thing. I'm still dropping records, still dropping songs. Like my first year and a half of doing music, I dropped a new single and a new music video every 30 days. Like you can go back to my YouTube, my Instagram, my Spotify, whatever, if you want to, fact check the story. But I was dropping a new single, new music video, new content every 30 days, just putting in reps, testing different things, experimenting with different styles of production, different beats, different flows, different cadence, different types of swag until I found my own, And that just helped me become versatile, helped me become, a well-rounded machine so I could just step in on a record, different types of records from my stuff to features to collaborations and just come in and sauce it, swag it and do what I got to do and get out, And that was super, super, super duper important to even help me get where I am today, fast forward to cut different, here we are. Like, so all those different things, like super duper crucial. And that's a big part of who Spincity Chris is. Like, bro, I'm doing all these things. I'm still working summer internships, summer jobs. I'm still working part-time. I'm still at the studio. I'm still working in like random retail job here, a summer internship here, still working in tech a little bit, like, doing these different things while being a creative, while starting Spin City Views, my own media production company, freelancing, working for bigger production companies, working for venues, coordinating events, working for different artists and their teams, helping with their like creative direction and their rollout, from music videos to cover art to content creation, like the whole nine, bro, top to bottom. I'm invested and I'm a part of every level while in school, while a part of Cine Life, while running WBNB. So like, once again, your boy was tired, but we here and we did it. And, fast forward to today, I'm a college graduate and I just thank God for that, Shout out my grandma, kept my promise, She made me promise that I would finish school, and I was like, I got you. You know, she doesn't ask for much, and I love her. So whatever she asks for, she gonna get. So finished college. I'm a college graduate. Thank God for that. And I'm a part of Cut Different TV now. You know what I'm saying? I'm head of production here at Cut Different TV, making sure that artists are coming in and getting their interviews. Not even artists. Let me stop right there. Artists, creatives, entrepreneurs, because we're not just dealing with rappers or singers or producers, but we're dealing with business owners. We're dealing with creative directors. We're dealing with managers. We're dealing with PR agents, publishers, artist business managers, all these different things, record label execs, and all these different things. And we're making sure that they're coming in and they're getting content to represent who they are, to represent their personal brands, to support their like overall brand, to support whatever it is they got going on, and amplify their message to show the world why they're cut different. So that's my job essentially, right? And you know, I'm also a part of Cut Different Records as a new signee. You know, woo, and you know, Spincity Chris is officially a part of Cut Different Records. You know, doing my entire like production and distribution through them. It's kind of makes sense. You know, like shout out my boy Vic Cheddar. Shout out the homie who started Cut Different TV, of course. I've known Vic since what, 2019, 2020. I actually met him through DJ Extra back at WBNB, you know? So just goes to show, as we say in the business, relationships, relationships, relationships. Like me and bro go way back. We used to be in the studio at Baruch till 10, 11, midnight, you know, until security come kick us out, just cooking up, freestyling over different type beats, working on our own beats, working on our own production, recording songs, just putting in reps, just trying because we were passionate and we were curious, just putting in reps, you know? So fast forward to today, I'm a part of, you know, head of production at the TV platform, but also on the record side, I want to get my music back out there. I took a year off from music to finish college. But college is done now. I'm done with that, you know? It's done, it's wrapped up. And now we're on to the music. Now we're getting back to my first passion, one of my biggest loves, and just telling my story, not for me, but for Guyana, Big GT, you don't know, and for the Caribbean as a whole, you know, for the Caribbean Americans as well, speaking to those people who kind of, you know, might have been born overseas or born here. The parents are from back home and they're kind of navigating two lives, two landscapes. You know, they're just existing in two worlds at the same time, like I was. You know, you're outside, out and about, experiencing New York, but when you're home, I's Guyanese, by. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm home, I'm a GT, and nothing changes that. That's authentic. Whether you Jamaican, Haitian, Puerto Rican, Trini, whatever the case may be, you understand what I'm saying. Just navigating those two different lives, those two different like paths. And I want my music to reflect that, and Cut Different understands that. So shout out to Vic, shout out to Cut Different Records, help me navigate all that and just kind of figure out a way to bring it all together, to distribute it, to be efficient, to be impactful, and put out dope music for y'all and get some momentum and respectfully get this bread. Let's stop playing about it, you know? So that's really like who Spincity Chris is. That's kind of like a short version. We could always go into a longer version. Maybe I'll do, you know, Cut Different TV one day and kind of really get into the nitty gritty. But yeah, I am Spincity Chris. This is my journey. Shout out Cut Different TV, Cut Different Records. Shout out the home team. You know what I'm saying? Peace.